Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations and Republican presidential contender Nikki Haley says the war in Ukraine is a wake-up call for what could happen to Taiwan. Addressing the media here in Taipei, she says that it's important for the world and the U.S. to not get distracted about the threats facing Taiwan, highlighting China as the biggest threat. Brushing off comments from Trump about Taiwan not paying enough for its defense, she thinks that the U.S. needs to do more to offer help to deter a conflict in the Taiwan Strait.
I think the United States should immediately increase its training that we do with the Taiwanese military on all aspects. I also think that we should increase the amount of weapons that we send to Taiwan so that they can be prepared.
Haley has been in Taiwan for the past few days, speaking at a forum here in Taipei, advocating for Taiwan to become an observer in the UN, also meeting with President Lai Ching-te. Her visit comes just a few months before the U.S. presidential elections. Haley, once a presidential contender, has thrown her support behind Donald Trump, as she thinks he is the better choice for the U.S. to show strength in the face of China's aggression. In your speech at the Karagan Forum, you kind of made a case for a heavy U.S. presence in the world, pointing to alliances, strengthening alliances and support for Ukraine and Taiwan. And endorsing Donald Trump for president, he seems to have maybe different views on that issue, but do you think a second Donald Trump presidency would bring the U.S. closer to that role that you're envisioning rather than a Harris administration would?
So it's not what I think, it's what I witnessed. And what I know is that we did show American strength in the world. And you saw that we pushed back against China. What I would assume is Kamala Harris is going to do exactly what Joe Biden has done. When Hamas invaded Israel, when Russia invaded Ukraine, where was Kamala Harris? She was in the Situation Room right next to Joe Biden. She was there making the exact same decisions. Those decisions have made the world less safe.
Haley says that the goal of her trip is to show the United States why Taiwan matters, pointing to the country's leading semiconductor industry and management of the COVID-19 pandemic. At the end of the day, she says it's not that Taiwan needs the United States, but that the United States needs Taiwan. Hsueh and Jaime Ocon in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.